avid collector of old Pokemon games. I even collect bootleg games like Pokemon Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black, etc. It's amazing how often you can find these games being sold secondhand at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and such. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations and poor quality make them unintentionally humorous. I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there's ones that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Here's a picture of the cartridge in case anyone recognizes it. The title of the game is Pokemon Black. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game, so I can't provide you with screen caps of the actual graphics. Sorry. The game started with familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro, red and blue version. However, the press start screen had been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting a new game, the game started with the Professor Oak speech, and it quickly became evident the game was essentially Pokemon Red version. After selecting your star, if you looked at your Pokemon, you had in addition to Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirrel, another Pokemon, Ghost. Pokemon was level 1. It had a sprite of the ghosts that are encountered in Lavender Town before obtaining the Sliv Scope. It had one attack, Curse. I know that there's a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Generation 1, so it appears it was hacked in. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack ghosts. It would only say they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen cut to black. Tried defending Pokemon would be hurt, but it was distorted. Played at a much lower pitch than normal. The battle screen would then reappear and defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer when the Pokeballs representing the Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have one fewer Pokeball. The implication was that the Pokemon died. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer saying Red received 200 for winning, the battle commands would appear again. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally does. You can also select Curse. If you did it upon returning to the overworld, the trainer sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone like the ones at Lavender Town. Move Curse was not usable in all instances. It would fail against Ghost Pokemon. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have to face again, such as your rival or Giovanni. It was usable in your final battle against them, however. I figured this was a gimmick of the game, allowing you to use the previously uncapturable ghosts, and because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. The game changed quite a bit after defeating the Elite Four. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of Ghost and a couple of Pokemon I used for 8 gems, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words "Many years later." It then cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing looking at tombstones. You then realized this man was your character. The man moved at only half of your normal walking speed. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to move from your party through depositing in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still the tombstones of the trainers that you used Curse on, however. You could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld at this point. Your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use HMs, and regardless of where you want, the music of Lavender Town continued on an infinite loop. After wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's Cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town. Upon entering your house and going to the exact title where you start the game, the screen would cut to black. Then a sprite of a Caterpie appeared. It was replaced by a Weedle and then a Pidgey. I soon realized as the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise that these were all the Pokemon that I had used Curse on. After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a bug catcher. These were the trainers I had cursed. Throughout the sequence, Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on the screen, it was a little more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the black screen suddenly appeared. The training sprite was now that of an old man, the same one as the one who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City. Ghost appeared on the other side along with the words "Ghost wants to fight." You couldn't use the items, you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. The only option was fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to struggle, which didn't affect Ghost but did chip off a bit of your own HP. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply say, eventually when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse. The screen cut to black a final time. Regardless of the buttons you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen at this point. The only thing you could do was turn on the Game Boy off. When you played again, new game was the only option. The game had erased the file. I played through this hacked game many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times I didn't use Ghost at all. I felt like he was impossible to remove from the party. In these cases, it didn't show any Pokemon trainers to simply cut to climatic battle with Ghost. I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. It wasn't widely distributed, so it wasn't presumably not for monetary gain. It was very, very well done for a bootleg. It seems he was trying to convey a message, though it seems that I am the sole receiver of this message. I'm not entirely sure what it was, the inevitability of death, the pointlessness of it. Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game. Regardless, this children's game has made me think, and it has made me cry. Thank you.